mess is definitely based on a personal experience. I may look really cleaned up right now, but while I was writing the song, I was going through some heartbreak. I was really sad and I was crying, and I remember going into the recording studio and I told the producer who's making the music, I said, I'm sorry, I'm just a mess. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. And he said, perfect. We're going to write a song called I'm a Mess. And I was like, are you kidding? But we ended up writing it, and it became this anthem of celebrating your imperfections and your insecurities. When I grew up, I had Pink, I had Gwen Stefani, I had Fergie. I had a lot of powerful girls who were kind of in your face and they weren't scared to say things. And I want my fans to have somebody who is like that for them now, to make them feel like they're not alone and that they don't have to be size 0 and look like a supermodel. They can be imperfect, and that's what makes them beautiful. I grew up in New York City. I was born in Brooklyn, and then I was raised in Staten Island. So in New York City, when I started songwriting, a lot of the producers that were in New York City were all hip-hop producers. And at the time, it was very hard to find good pop producers in New York. Everybody was moving to California. For me to write songs at the time, I had to work with hip-hop producers. You know, the one producer that I was working with, he was working with like Ludacris and Drake, and that's the only kind of beats I could get. So that ended up playing a really big part in what inspires me for my music. I like really good beats. I love hip hop. I love urban music, and I love having that in my sound. When I first started working for David, I was very like new in the industry, and he did believe in me, but it was kind of like we didn't really get on the really strong relationship until like a couple years after. I saw him in Vegas with my brother, and then he invited my brother and I on a jet, and we were, we got to know each other. And from getting to know David, he's very smart with his music, and he's very hands-on, and the people he keeps around him, I really respect him because he knows his brand, and he always pushes himself to make the best music he can. He doesn't stop, and he takes risks. And I think that's why I work with him, and I just think he's one of the best DJs ever. Throughout my career, it was always like, oh, the girl who does the collaboration with this person. But for me, it was more like my songwriting and my art had gotten me to that point, and I knew that I would get to a point where it would just be Bebe Rexha as an artist. In the US, they say, if somebody doesn't open on the door, knock on it. But I don't knock on the door. I kick the door down until there's no door left. And I think in my career, I've just kept on knocking doors. I do not wait. I work really hard and I'm patient, but I knock doors down. So I definitely see that there has been a growth of my fans, which makes me the happiest, because the fans who have followed me from day one, and we built this organic world instead of it being like immediate, which can go away fast. It's been like 10 years in the making. So that makes me happy for them, and it's awesome. I'm a mess, I'm a loser.